Well, obviously it's game week, man. Illinois State's in town. Really good football team. They come in with a very strong offense. The quarterback's probably as good as anyone in the league. Receivers as good as anyone in the league. Good offensive line, two great running backs, and they've got off to a hot start. So it'll be a real good challenge for our defense, obviously. And then defensively, they're led by Bruner up front. He wreaks havoc, plays in the backfield about every play, and it all starts with him. Right now, they're only giving up 7 yards a game in rushing, so they're shutting everybody down. Can't run on them, got to try to throw. So, it'll be a good football game. Obviously, it's a conference opener. A team that's picked to finish. I was surprised they were picked 5th. I thought they would have been picked a little bit higher. They got 10 guys back on offense. They've been there for a while. They've been doing a good job recruiting. They got some transfers in, 2 kids from Illinois that I knew from when I was at Illinois, Frierson and Nate Palmer. They got some other transfers in there from Wisconsin spread throughout the team. But they're a good football team, very well coached, and should be a great environment. We need to get everybody we can out for the game. Hopefully the weather will cooperate. Trevor Parks has assured me he's talked to the right people about getting the weather squared away. And we, on 3rd down, need to hear the ice castle roar and give us a home field advantage. Everyone in this league has a home field advantage, and we need to have one too. So,
Coach, with all due respect to Valparaiso, they don't provide the same kind of level of competition that an Illinois State will, or that a Michigan State did. So defensively, as you move forward here, how do you get a gauge on where the defense is at and what you expect out of them this week?
Well, I think we'll find out a little bit this Saturday. Valparaiso did try to spread the ball out early through a bunch of underneath routes and pick routes and stuff. So we did get some work there. Michigan State obviously tested us a little bit with the deep ball, some play action pass stuff, and we made some corrections after that game. And it'll be obviously a chess match. They're going to come in. They're doing some things a little bit different than they did last year. So you got to work on obviously both things, and it'll be interesting to see how it all unfolds.
What are your concerns on that side of the football right now?
Defensively, I think we've made some progress. I still get concerned probably a little bit about our youth. We don't have a lot of experienced returning players there. When I look at their offense, one of their stats that they have is they have how many games played each player has. And I see a whole bunch of guys that play for them that are in the double digits and in the 20s and 30s, whereas we just got some guys that just played 2 games. So that will be interesting to see and watch it unfold. And they've got a good football team. The coach has been there and they've done a good job recruiting, and it should be a great game.
Eric, do these 2 games, one against an upper level team and then a lower level team, get you ready for conference play? How does they get?
I think so. I think anytime you get a chance to play, really anybody, because it's really about how you prepare. And our preparation started yesterday. We had great practice yesterday. That's a compliment to our kids. They know what's going on. We were smacking it around pretty good yesterday for a Monday, and I think these guys, I expect these guys to be ready to play. And, my thing is whether we're playing Michigan State, Valparaiso, or Illinois State, we're still expected to play the same way, and that's championship style football, period. That's all there is to it. And so, whoever we play, you're expected to come out and play at a high level with passion, try to out-hit people, fly around the football field, have fun, and play with great emotion. And that's what this game's about.
Kurt started under center. Is that just a change in the offense? Usually we see him in the shotgun, or was that?
No, we obviously have a bunch of things that we do from underneath center, and we have a pretty wide open playbook, as you guys have probably had a chance to just take a look at. And we always have things we're going to do, and we like to get underneath center a little bit, like to line up an eye and do some different things there. And we're constantly just evolving, I guess you would say, as an offense.
Coach, with so many young guys, you talked about a lot of this stuff is new to a lot of your new guys. Do you talk to them about or convey to them how important it is to play well in conference, to get off to a good start, how important each game is in the conference?
We talked about that a lot during camp because, you know, I brought in probably 10, 12 different players from the past. And, you know, this, you know, the standard here is to win championships. If you're going to win championships, you better win a whole bunch of your conference games. So, you know, that's just what it is. And that point's been ingrained in these guys over the last 45 days, you know, and they know what's expected.
Eric, what are the advantages of starting the conference at home, if any?
I think obviously there is a home field advantage overall throughout the conference. Travel in this conference is not easy. You know, we're going to stay in Akron, for example. You know, traveling in this conference is difficult, and that's something that you have to deal with. I love the fact of being at home because I feel like we have the best home environment really of anybody. Obviously, I haven't been to a couple places on the road just yet, but I think we have a great home field advantage here, and I expect us to be out in full force. You know, this community is excited. They've embraced us, and we need to go out and give them something to cheer about.
Coach, how much do you think your defense, with its changes, has closed the gap with Illinois State's offense from a year ago?
I think we're getting closer. You know, I don't know that I can necessarily stand on a table right now and say, you know, specifically, but I think overall, I think we're athletically in the game. You know, I've said it before. Sometimes I felt like maybe we were driving a tractor in a NASCAR race. You know, I mean, it's no one's particular fault, but you got to be in the game. I mean, Bill Belichick coached the Cleveland Browns at one time. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got to have the equipment, and don't ever kid yourself. You got to have players, and you got to be in the game, and then from there, then you get into strategy, and I feel like we're in the game.
Eric, you said you were a little surprised this team was lower in the preseason poll, I think. Why do you think they should be up? What?
I thought, you know, they probably had the most returning starters on offense of anyone as far as having experience there. Quarterback, you know, I think you could argue he's top one, you know, top quarterback in the league, top 1 or 2 right there. You know, so it's depending on what style of quarterback you're looking for. You know, if you're looking for a guy that can throw the deep ball and manage an offense and those kind of things, I mean, he can put the deep ball on the spot. So, and they got a returning offensive line, 2 big backs and 3, and a lot of good receivers, but they got 3 really good ones. You know, so I kind of saw them as a team that I wouldn't have been surprised if they were in the top 3.
Coach, you talked about, I know the fact that it's a new season, all the stuff in the past is the past, but the way you lost to them last year in the last second, has that crossed your mind, or the players' minds this week? I'm sure it has. Can you touch on that?
You know, we haven't. I mean, we haven't talked about it really. You know, these guys know. You know, and you know that was the past. And if you continue to live in the past, I don't ever think you're going to move forward. You know, you got to be able to let go of your past. We all have a past, and you know, past history is not going to be an indicator of how we play on Saturday. Absolutely nothing. And so, you know, I just move on. You know, 24 hours later, I move on. Now, within that 24 hours last year, I mean, I was probably at the bottom. You know, tried to jump out of the plane. Problem was we didn't take off yet. I mean, you remember me saying that? I mean, we're at the bottom there. That was a difficult loss, but 24 hours later, you got to move on. And that's part of this game, and that's why you play every week. Because if you hang on to the things in the past, what are we going to? You going to hang on to Valparaiso and feel like you're going to come out this week and, you know, because you did something good last week or you did something bad? I mean, it's the next play. That's something that we talk about with our players all the time. Fundamentals for success, the next play. You know, if you get beat on a play or have a bad play, you ought to be coached well enough that you can coach yourself without even having a coach around to be able to go out and perform well on the next play. And that's something that we emphasize, and that's one of our fundamentals for success.
Coach, having a quarterback, you know, Kurt last year going through the conference for the first time, and especially as a freshman. This year he's played well, showed poise. What advantage does it give him to go through the conference, you know, a second time around here with a year of experience, and just speak to how he's playing?
Well, we obviously feel a lot more confident being that Kurt's been through the rodeo thing that we've probably put more on his plate. Shane Montgomery's done a great job of just preparing him how to manage the offense. And you know, we're carrying a lot more football plays than we used to last year. We kind of had a scaled down version of some things we like to do. We're continuing to open it up more and have more plays that we feel comfortable running. And they're all things that we've done in camp and done over the course of time. It's just we're able to manage and do more because he's had experience, he's been there, he's done it before.
Where, if anywhere, do you feel like you have an advantage over Illinois State going into this that might turn the tide?
I hope it's our home field advantage. You know, I hope it's our crowd, and we need them to show up strong. It needs to be loud on third down and make it a not a manageable situation. That's why they call it home field advantage. You know, and we got to have an electric environment. You know, the excitement should energize our kids and continue to carry out throughout the game.
Eric, I know this is only your second game, but are you surprised this series is so close that even at 10 points apiece?
Not really. You know, when Todd Berry was at Illinois State, I was at South Florida, and they came down and played us. They had some transfers then too, and I always thought from afar that that was a team that had some decent players. They obviously have a beautiful campus over there. They have very nice facilities. Being when I was in Champaign, they were only about 45 minutes away. A friend of mine, Shane Zinger, was the athletic director, and now he's moved on to the University of Kansas. So I have some familiarity with their program and what they have, and they have a lot of nice things there. And I think it's a program that you know, they expect to do well because they have a nice product to sell.
Coach, how important is it to get off to a good start in conference play this Saturday?
It's the most important thing. I mean, every week we talk about going 1-0, and that's all that matters this week. It's just taking care of our business and do what we got to do. It's going to be I think it's going to be a dogfight. You know, it's a good football team. They're a good football team. They're well coached. They got good players, and you know, you can see it on paper, or you can come sit down with me and watch it on film. I'll show you they have good football players, and they're well coached, and they're going to come in here and they want to be 1-0 too in the conference. They want to jump out. So it's going to be two hungry football teams, and I'm sure Coach will have those guys ready to play.
Coach, Belley's performance last week with 180 rushing yards, is he going to be getting more reps now a year from in the game?
I mean, we'll still go with our same lineup. Cookie will start, and Jordan Thompson will be in, and he'll be in there at third, and you know, we'll just continue to rotate like we've been doing there. So no changes on the depth chart.